What's up, y'all? This is 9KZT. This is our first podcast. And to be very honest, we don't even got a name for it yet. So, speaking of we.
I'm Beige, y'all.
Okay, cool. That was fast. That wasn't even fast enough to probably put your Instagram name next to it, but there we go. So
it's a short name.
Okay, Beige and Tay. I don't know. We don't got a name yet, man. So y'all
I rock with that, Beige and Tay.
Okay, cool.
I'm glad you let me come first. That's nice.
All right. That's a crazy way to say that. Come first. It's wow. It's wow.
That's not what I meant.
All right, let me be serious because we would definitely be on come first a long time here. So I think that we both were interested in starting this podcast because I think there's a lot of cliche podcasts out there that just talk about the same thing. And I can just tell you right now, I have no interest, and I hope that Beige feel the same, of just speaking about gender wars, black men, they don't do this, all the Kevin Samuel bullshit. I don't care for that. I really just want to be on here just disputing all the BS that you see on social media that's not real. Like,
yeah,
social media not a real place.
It's definitely not a real place. They think it's real, though.
They think it's real?
It's controlling the whole world, the whole society.
Okay.
Instagram-based.
So I got this list right here
Right.
of all the things that men can't do. But I'm not going to stop it. No, we ain't going to stop it. We're going to come to it.
Right.
We're going to come to it. But if you all want to know, we're located in Atlanta, Georgia. So I just want to, let's just start off there. Let's start talking about Atlanta.
All right.
Because Atlanta is not a real place.
Atlanta definitely not a real place. Not no more.
At all. So, number one thing that you would like to let the people know about Atlanta, like if just giving another woman advice that's moving here, young, single, trying to make it in Atlanta, what would you tell them?
Let me think. Dang. Young single woman trying to make it in Atlanta? Dang.
Just moving to Atlanta.
Just moving to Atlanta. Don't trust nobody.
Wow.
Don't trust nobody. Not right off rip. You gotta work for some trust around here, cause we got the gift of gab. You know, we can sell a dream. It's a lot. This is a scam city, scam capital. So with everything. So.
Well, if y'all don't know, Beige is from Decatur.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can hear. I'm not from Atlanta. I'm not from Georgia. I'm from South Florida. Palm Beach to be exact.
Okay.
Pahokee to be exact.
Okay, Florida.
Who went to school in Broward County. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Broward County if you grew up in Broward County. And shout out to Anila for not switching the camera angle.
I'm going to say shout out to Decatur, the real Decatur, right behind South DeKalb Mall.
Oh.
Candler Road.
Well, the cool thing is I got my ears pierced at South DeKalb Mall. That used to be clutch, man. That was probably the real. So my story coming here, I moved to Cobb, bruh. I was back and forth from Florida when I was younger. And as I got older, when I came back to Georgia, I hate that I didn't experience Atlanta. I really thought I was in Atlanta, bro. When I was in Cobb,
okay.
And when the girl came out that night, Atlanta, damn, well, I was lame as fuck growing up. Like I was in Cobb County, bro. I ain't get to experience South Fulton, the real Atlanta Soldier Boy era, the bass and DJ Yola, all that shit. Damn, I really was in Cobb County. No Cascade, no nothing.
I felt some kind of way when she said Decatur is not Atlanta. But then Lotto came on and said Decatur made Atlanta. For real. Like, when you think about Atlanta, you associate Decatur with Atlanta's Zone 6, period.
I ain't never think of that.
Yeah.
But you know this when it hit the internet. That's a bold take
Decatur
to say
made Atlanta.
So not T.I., not Shop Boys, everybody on the west side, not Bankhead.
I mean, I can't speak on that. That's not where I'm from. I'm from Decatur.
Okay.
So when you said Decatur, not Atlanta, I'm like, what are you talking about?
So just you biased. It's okay. Yeah. We know you biased. We biased.
I definitely feel some type of way. I mean, not like for real, but like, you know, because I don't really care for real. But I'm like, come on, Zone 6 now, don't do us. Come on.
I wonder. Okay. Yeah. Well, let me answer that question that I just asked you. When it comes to advice, if you move into Atlanta, so let's just say let's just say you're 24, you're out of college. You got your degree or whatever, you coming to the city, man, and, you know, you're just trying to You're just trying to come up in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Number one thing I would say to the dudes that's coming here, bruh, the numbers are women outnumber men here 10-1, bruh. 10-1.
Okay.
It is probably no other place that, like, women outnumber men now. So with that being said, that shit gonna come to you. You do not gotta be out here chasing no girls. None of that shit. That shit will come to you, bruh. You will always lose money chasing women, but you'll never lose women chasing money. Remember that. So with that being said, you ain't gotta worry about that. The women, they there. They there. Second, well, with me being, I know you said Atlanta, Scamville, and all that type of stuff, but man, I'm from the crib, bruh. And I don't think these dudes up here got anything on how much scam they doing down there in Florida. That shit crazy.
Okay.
So this is the good thing I say about Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I done already told you the women, you ain't got to be out here going crazy, going to Lenox Mall every day trying to find these women. They going to be there, bro. Atlanta, you will see a bad chick at McDonald's cashier, bro, at Wendy's, at the bus stop. You'll get out your car because it's a – I'm trying not to cuss. they everywhere. So now since we locked and loaded on that, chicks everywhere, you ain't got to be chasing them. One thing I do like about Atlanta that's super dope is, bruh, it's so easy to assess certain people. Like, people of certain stature are very accessible. The stuff that you can do here, bruh, nowhere in hell you can move this quick in New York, in Miami, Houston, LA. So I will say that since everybody in Atlanta think they celebrities, celebrities walk freely amongst each other here.
Right.
They don't feel all like, but I also say that's a con too here, that everybody think they celebrities. That shit so weird, bro. So to wrap all this back up to answer the question, because we got some more stuff to talk about. Stay focused. If you coming, the girls here, bro, it ain't like, I know that at one point I lived in Kansas, I lived in Minnesota, and yes, you had to go out and try to find women. Like, damn, where they at? You don't got to do that here, bro. You're going to be good. And two, like, again, this is one place that you can move up so fast, bro, because for one, it's so many transplants here, bro. You are more likely to meet somebody that is not from Atlanta than Atlanta. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my little advice. I don't want to go deep into that because, remember, I got this list right here of things men can't do, which is crazy. We was talking before we rolled, and it's crazy.
It is crazy.
That was crazy.
But I will say, just to like piggyback off of that, this is like the networking. Like, I feel like the number one networking place that you can be right now. Like, if you really any industry that you want to be in, just go outside. That's really all you gotta do. Just go outside, talk to somebody. Even like going to the gym, you gonna meet somebody who can help you do something with something, or they know somebody who can help you do something with something. You know.
That's a fact.
So, I mean, I feel like the only way to like really stay stagnant and where you are is to just not go outside.
Yeah.
Going outside is the number one key to success.
That's true, but I also say just to talk about the con of that. So I talked about the pro of coming to Atlanta, and off the bat, like, you can move fast because people are accessible here. Right. But since so many people are accessible, since so many people do come to Atlanta to achieve their dreams, the same way I mentioned the ratio of women to 10-1 here, and as a guy, like, you can slide to the next person. It's kind of the same thing in business, bro. Like, dude, you can be 10 hairstylists in let me just think of a regular city. I don't know, somewhere in Tennessee, like Nashville, and your city, you probably crazy as a hairstylist, lash tech, photographer, nutritionist, or whatever you do. You can sell hot dogs. But you come to Atlanta, it's like, bruh, it's Jesus, man. It's so saturated. But I don't want to say that to discourage nobody. Like, so many people here that do that shit. Like, that's not my point. But my point is, it's sometimes if I ever do think about leaving Atlanta, it do make you think, like, damn, bruh, if I was to move to, like, Idaho, I'd be the hardest dude out there, bro.
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying? Versus, again, you come down here with that last shit, and
it make you work harder though. You know, you're not the only one trying to do it, or you know this certain person already has this certain level of like recognition or whatever the case may be. It
Yeah.
make you work harder for sure. But I think that can be like a good and bad thing too, because
Right.
it can be discouraging too. Because if you look out there and be like, oh, she got this many followers or she already got this, and I'm just, nobody know me and da 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 da. So it can be discouraging if you let it get to you like in that way mentally, I guess.
Yeah.
So
So let me ask you this. Let me take a deeper dive because if you guys don't know, Beige is an artist.
mhm.
So when you coming up and you're in a city, like I said, that people are very accessible,
Mhm.
do you think that it's some things that certain people do to get to where they are that is like if you don't do that, then there will be like a cap on your growth or a cap on your progress because you won't do what they'll do? Or do you think that you can just stay true to yourself, be who you are, and just make it that way, organically that way?
I think it's truth to both sides. I think that it's definitely just like with stuff that's like coming out about the industry now, which has made me like kind of think twice about is this like the industry I really want to be a part of. But I also believe that whatever's meant for you is for you regardless. Like
Mm-hmm.
nobody can close my door. That's if that's my door and that's been like destined for me and that's part of my journey. Nobody can close that door for me, regardless of what I say no to, or because somebody is gonna come and offer you an easier way. It's always gonna be an opportunity for you to sell your soul. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I can give you this now, but you got to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to do it?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not like mentally strong or just like you want it so bad, like it was a clip that just came out with Monique and Steve Harvey like getting into it about she's something happened where she was like, you didn't stand up for me, like you told me in private that I didn't do anything wrong, but publicly you said you took their side publicly, basically like you sold out. And he's like, well, my whole family's counting on me, so I can't say that publicly. Like I have to choose the money over the integrity, basically. And so I think that I don't know if I think it's like just depending upon you as a person, just like where you are in your story. Like if you feel like you got your whole family on your back, you might be willing to say, or you got a kid, or you trying to help your mama out of something, or I think it just depends on the circumstances for some people. Me,
Yeah.
I think I'm very like grounded in my morals and my values. So certain things I just can't do.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. But
So,
that can limit you.
okay. I don't think that's a black and white thing. I think I
Mhm.
get what you're saying that
Mhm.
you got to stand on your morals and not sell your soul. But I do think a lot of people just think it's that black and white and it's not that simple.
Mhm.
So where would you say you draw the line on staying down and doing what you need to do to get to
Mhm.
where you need to go
Mhm.
versus like I ain't doing that. Now I get like some things are just like outrageous. Like for
Mhm.
example, well no actually man F it, we gonna talk about it. So the number one thing like you see with actors, male actors, I ain't put on a dress,
Uh huh.
but and this is my real honest to God opinion on this. Like bruh, if I'm not doing nothing that's like crazy
Yeah.
and I'm in a messed up situation. You mean to
Yeah.
tell me you in the hood right now, bro? Bank account negative $12.
Yeah.
You ain't got. Well, let's be more extreme. Negative $300.
Okay.
You ain't got no pot to piss in. You struggling,
Mhm.
and you can get 50K right now to put on that dress.
Mhm.
Are you really gonna be? Oh, boy, I ain't doing that. That
Right.
go against more. Da, 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 da.
Right. Right. Right.
But if you smart, it's like okay, well, bruh, this the internet era, man.
Right.
What's funny today is not gonna be funny tomorrow.
Right.
Like people don't even really talk about the whole 6ix9ine shit no more.
Mhm.
So if this can be an opportunity that can change your life and you're strategic with it, why
Right.
not?
I mean, I think for something like that, like it's not. That's not like a line to me. I think it goes back to who you are as a person. If
Mhm.
that's not a line for you, go for it. Like, but for me, like if somebody say I have to like, well, I'm a girl, so it always goes back to sex somehow. So that's a line for me. That's a
Yeah.
line. Some women, it's not a line for them. It's like, okay, I'll sign you if you do this, and they like, that's all I gotta do.
Mhm.
All right, you know what I'm saying. But for me, it's like I would love that, but I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that makes me uncomfortable. Like I'm not gonna be able to sleep at night,
Mm-hmm.
like because I did this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's something that won't like break me or something that I feel I'm not like harming myself
Mm-hmm.
in a sense, I would consider it. It has to make sense for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I think that is case open, case closed things when it comes to stuff like that. But the reason I say that is because, I have a lot of friends that are women,
Mhm.
and there are some things that we talk about in the workplace that I think that, like, damn, bro, like, you really couldn't have just did that. Like,
Mhm.
your ego and pride really
Mhm.
put you in a place to where, like, bruh, just shut up and do it. Like, you're
Right.
not in a place right now to dictate if you can do X, Y, and Z versus, like, men, like, I think we understand that, like, bruh, hey, right now, this is what I got to do. It is
Mhm.
what it is. Like,
Mhm.
I can't walk around like I'm above this or I'm not
Mhm.
above that. So
Mhm.
that's more so what I'm speaking of. Like I
Mhm.
said, I think the thing as being a woman and people trying to be weird, like, okay, I get that. But I think that a lot of people don't understand when they're in the era of, bruh, this is what I got to do.
Mhm.
And I'm a strong believer. And you may look back and think that, man, in that time period, I really was just wasting time. Like,
Mhm.
why was I doing this? But I truly believe that everything you did leads up to where you are right now.
Right. Absolutely.
So, again, and maybe I'm an optimistic person, but
Mhm.
that's how I look at it. So that's more so what I'm talking about, as far as like, bro, this is where you are right now. Yeah, you
Mhm.
might got if you're an artist. I'm trying to figure out how to put this, give you a good analogy for what you do. But
Mhm.
if you're an artist, well, yeah, maybe you do got to do these shows right here. Like,
Mhm.
you ain't big enough yet to
Right.
be
Right.
way out there.
Right.
So that's more so what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I understand like from that perspective. I understand from that perspective. But I do think like I have noticed like you ever like see certain artists and you be like, they so talented, like why can't they get past this ceiling? Like
Mm-hmm.
they should be much bigger than what
Mm-hmm.
they are. I do believe that it's probably a story behind something like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
you could reach this level, but you would have to it's gonna come with this.
Mm.
Or maybe like I don't have to be the biggest in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I had to ask myself that question like why do you do music? Like what are you trying to get out of it? Like what's your end goal? Like
Mm-hmm.
do you want to be the person that's just like the Beyonce of the room? Or do you like what's the intention behind it? Are you looking for the clout? Are you looking for fame? Are you doing it for money? Like what are you doing it for?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I think that a lot of things are driven behind like the desire for that like Instagram attention, the followers, the when I show up my face card don't decline type thing. You know, those types
Mm-hmm.
of things are super important in this like society today. But for me, I don't need all that. Like for real, I just like making music.
Mm.
So if I ever get in and I had to like a couple years ago, my answer would probably be different. I'd probably be like, well, if they asked me to do something, I mean, I really kind of, I think I want to be the Beyonce in the
Mm-hmm.
room. You know what I'm saying? But when I sat down and like really thought about it, I'm like, I just really like making music. So if my career only reaches, I can do a couple theater shows a year. I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I value like my peace and my privacy more than some clout or when I show up at a club, everybody taking pictures or they care about me being in Target. Like
Mm-hmm.
I might not want everybody to know I'm in Target. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I'm chilling. I'm a real
So
like
you don't want to be bro that get the tripod and you know what I'm saying,
it's cool,
record
but
the whole.
it's not like I like doing stuff like that, but it's like on my own terms, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, if that makes sense.
Well, you just specified that, like, in your life, and like in
Mhm.
your life. But what I just heard is you pretty much have the same outlook as everybody else. Is you're trying to achieve a place of freedom.
Yeah.
To that again, you can move how you want to move. But
Mhm.
again, that circle back to what we're talking about. That I think men understand that again to get to that point, it's going to be years and years of doing something that you don't want to do,
Yeah.
where you got to keep your mouth shut, or where you
Mhm.
like, it's. I don't know, man. And some people can look at it right. I think what I'm trying to more so relate to is it's like one of the 48 laws of power. Like, never make yourself bigger than the boss.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like simple strategic things that you do to get to where you want to go.
Mhm.
Like for example, like as I got older, when I was younger, like younger people look at someone and be like, dang, he glazing, he dick riding, he doing this, he doing that, and all that type of stuff. And you will sit up there and talk about that person. You have no advancement in life, no character development. You still you didn't get a bonus at your job or raise or nothing. But you will sit there and like, this dude right, like, bruh, it's not about that. Like on a street level, on social media level, that's the terms they would use. But in business, I see opportunists. So that's how you gotta, wire your mind to where, like, I'm so big on, like, if I could give another piece of advice, like, killing out all that type of stuff, or I'm not gonna do this, or I'm not that type of person to do this. Now, obviously, like, we already established, like, the sex thing is cool. Yeah. But, I think a lot of people stunt their growth because of, oh, I'm not doing this, or I'm too good for that, or bro only made it there because he did this, or she only did that because she did that. Well, look where she at. Right. Look where you at, and look where he at, and look where you at. Now, obviously, yes, like I said over and over again, to make the disclaimer for some of y'all that I know that's going to comment that or respond to that I get it. Yes, if it's something bizarre as having sex or something like that, I get that. But I don't think a lot of people know how to keep their head down, stick through the mud, and just and just when it's your time, it's your time. Yeah,
I agree with that part of it.
Also, another thing I'll say, a buddy of mine gave me this advice, like, around the time that I just started, like, my journey of entrepreneurship. And I don't think enough people have these type of conversations because it's not politically correct. But he always told me that, hey, man, at some point when you get somewhere, you're going to plateau and you're going to have to backdoor somebody or step on somebody's toes. Like, nobody wants to talk about that type of stuff, but if you watch these popular shows that we watch, like Power, like, if you look at that, that's pretty much all the shows the same thing, like Power. So you see a Ghost or a Tommy or Kanan, like, if somebody out there, they work with them, and then at some point they go over their head and say, I can do this job better than that person. And a lot of people are not bold enough to do that. Yeah. Because the people, if you're an entrepreneur, the people that you're trying to find already has a hairstylist. They already has somebody that does catering. They already have a barber. They already have a photographer. They already have a personal trainer. So at some point, like, yes, like, to get that big amount of money that you're trying to aim for, yeah, you're going to have to be bold and say, okay, yeah, you got this right now, but, this is what I can do. Yeah. And of course, you got to be more wittier than just straight up just saying, that person ass, I'm better than you. You know what I'm saying? But just, being in the industry that I'm in, I just think so differently than a surface level. Like I said, going back to, oh, that person riding, that person meet, they glaze and they doing this, she only got here, versus seeing somebody being an opportunity, seeing millionaires do this every day. Like, one thing that I would say, I think one characteristic that I have, that I don't have, that prevents me from making, like, top dollars is truly like 100%. I'll say I'm like 60%. Truly, like, not taking them personal and valuing people, like, your value on people outside of your loved ones is, like, low. Like, knowing that, like, and I hate to say this, but here, hey, this is what this is about, man. I want to be transparent. I don't want to sit up here and be politically correct. Like, the people that you see that are billionaires and millionaires, bro, those people, like, unless you're their immediate family, and even their immediate family, like, those people are so disposable to them. Like, they don't take shit personal. Like, you can be working with them for 10 years. They can get rid of you. They can move on or whatever, because these people are so money-driven, money-hungry that they will do whatever it takes. And that kind of goes back to how this whole thing is circulated, doing whatever it takes to be successful. Right. I don't think that I have that element of, like, I don't give a damn if I got to step on this person's toes, if I got to do on this, if I got to do that, I'm going to do that. I think at some point, like, that has been done in every billionaire or trillionaire or millionaire's journey.
I struggle with that too. I experienced that, like, on a very small level, just like within my own personal situations. Like, I don't get, like, close to people, like, for real. I'm really an introvert. Like, I like once I get to know you, I'm gonna start running my mouth and we gonna be cool. but it takes a lot for me to like get to that place with somebody. So like even in some of my like business relationships, like I allowed the business line to be blurred like
Mm-hmm.
with the personal relationships. And so when I invite people into that circle who have that ability to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I know we was cool, but I see these people over here that can do this. So I feel like now I need to switch it up and act like this, even though
Mm-hmm.
we cool, but I'm gonna go ahead and do what I need to do over here.
Yeah.
Um, I'm very like, I take it personal. I be like, I don't even
Mm.
rock with people for real, and I let you come over here and you gonna do. Come on, man, like you
Mm.
really gonna do that, or you expect me to like these people that I've been like, rocking with, you want me to say what about them or you want me to do what to them? Like
Mm.
I can't rock with that. So it made me like reevaluate like do I have what it takes to participate in like this industry I'm trying to go into, cuz I'm
Mm-hmm.
like way too emotional right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm super emotional. So I think that's like an honest conversation you got to have with yourself. Like I'm probably going to have to do this like you said at some point. So who am I willing to like we not supposed to be cussing.
Hey,
Who am
hey,
I
man.
willing to shit on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To do what I need to do for me. So it's like I don't know. I don't know if I could like do that for real, because I value my relationships. Like once I let you get close to me, I really value that for real. So I take it personal, like loyalty and stuff like that. And it don't matter like in I mean, I've only experienced like it in the music industry type thing. It ain't no loyalty. It ain't no like, oh, this my dog, this my best friend, this we got this. It ain't none of that going
Yeah.
on. Everything fake, everything is transactional. Like everybody just trying to get on for real.
Yeah.
So it's
I,
crazy.
I think you if you position yourself as an opportunist and don't try to position yourself as someone's friend, I don't think you'll necessarily take it as you shitting on somebody and doing all of that. Because I see it all the time. Like when you get to a certain age or a certain point, like you gotta understand that, bro, people are not, especially in Atlanta, coming to you as a friend.
Mhm.
Like they don't just randomly, oh, let's be friends. Like, no,
Yeah.
man. Like, dude, you have something to offer them
Yeah.
or vice versa.
Mhm.
So again, if you know how to move in a way to understand that, like, hey, man, like we both have something that can change each other's lives. That mean we got to
Mhm.
be best friends,
Right.
but I can tolerate you. I
Mhm.
can do it at a very high extent, and
Yeah.
I think if you can identify that early on, you can for sure navigate
Mhm.
through business well. But again, like I said, I'm no different. I'm not gonna say that I take things personal,
Mhm.
but I do have like. Well, I'll say this. Um, it definitely gets easier. Like a lot of people will say that I have this like I don't give a fuck mentality. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. But
Mhm.
I'll talk about like the reverse side of that. So after you have failed like so many people over and
Mhm.
over and over again, or just known that you was in the wrong, like
Mhm.
the disappointment, like that feeling, like hurts less and less and less and less. And then you kind of realize, like in this life, when you're trying to do something different, that you are going to disappoint people. You are going
Mhm.
to fail people. And sometimes it's not going to be this coping mechanism or a Bible verse that can save you. Like, no,
Yeah.
you were 100% wrong. It was
Yeah.
100% your fault.
Mhm.
And you go through enough of those, like eventually you get to a point that it's like, it's not that I don't care or I don't give a fuck. It's like that feeling is just gone.
Yeah.
But again, you could easily be out here at some company executive getting a raise, but you're trying to do something different.
Yeah.
You're trying to do something that nobody taught you how to do. Nobody gave you a blueprint for that.
Right.
So it's going to be trial and error. And, this is going to transition over to another conversation. But I want to know how you feel about this. This is my opinion. It's not universal.
Mhm.
But I truly feel like you really see how much somebody rock with you. And those times that I just said, when
Mhm.
you 100% wrong and you got a friend, a sibling that look at you and say, bruh, you made that mistake. I love you. I'm still here for you.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us so quick to cut people off after that.
Mhm.
Oh, you did me wrong. F that.
Yeah.
You said you were going to pay me back. You ain't pay my money back.
Yeah.
You said you were going to do that, and it's just like friendship over.
Uh-huh.
But like if you truly, to me, and I want to know how you feel like, because I could be 100% wrong here. I really feel like it's different when somebody can look at you and see your faults when you're at your lowest, when you just 100% wrong, and say, hey, man, you know, I'm frustrated, but I get it. People can change, man. Yeah. Not necessarily people can change, but people screw up. You know, things happen.
Yeah. So you want to know how I feel about it?
I want to know how you feel about it.
I mean, I agree.
I
agree.
No. Don't be lit. So you ain't never cut somebody off on something like, oh, they did me wrong.
I have. No, like I really have. But I think that for me, let me say, it depends on the relationship. It depends on, like, is it new? Was it already established? Because I'm a very forgiving person. It may take me a while because I get upset. Now, I'm typically a nonchalant person. You know what I'm saying? Like, my face is nonchalant. My whole energy is like, are you okay? Or, like, do you have an attitude? Or, like, can I talk to you? Are you mad? Like, you know. So, what was I talking about?
Hey, yo, what was I talking about?
Yeah, my whole mind went blank for a second. I'm gonna get it back. It's gonna come back to me.
Okay.
No. Okay, so I'm forgiving, right? But I think that it just depends, because I have been done very, very. I think for me, it's like I said, it depends on the relationship. I had to learn that I can't put too high of an expectation onto people. Because people are going to let you down. Like, from parents, grandparents, siblings, best friends, associates, like, but I feel like I put what I would do onto somebody else. And
not
so
we projecting out here.
Yeah, like, so I feel like, oh, we've been best friends since kindergarten. You would never do that to me. Like, that's not even in my, like, I don't even associate you with that type of action. So it's not, so when it happens, I'm like, I can't believe you you did that. Yeah. I cannot believe this. Like, yeah. And it's like, but they're still human. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can be angry. It might take me a while. It might take me a couple days. It might take me a couple months. It might take me a couple years. But I think I've learned to, like, just understand, like, things from other perspectives. Like, just outside of my own feelings. Like, it's like, okay, this person did this. Let me think about what could they have possibly been feeling. Like, you know, for in their own, like, outside of me. Like, I see the more, like, human side of them outside of my own feelings. So it brings me to a place of where I can, like, work through my own emotions and then be able to, like, sit down and be like, okay, I know that this happened. You know, I'm going to give you a chance to speak your piece. If we can work past it and move forward and be cool, then we can. If we can't, that's fine. Like, I think it's okay to agree to disagree, and you have to just determine whether this is a relationship that's worth staying in your life and keeping, or whether I forgive you, but I'm cool on you.
I want to ask you this. First of all, foremost, let me say this. I think with what you said, as we get older, well, not even older, just experience, period, that you just got to take people at face value. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of like, and I'm not trying to get super deep in this, but you got to take people at face value and not, okay, well, this is what person they can be when I get to know, like, nah, this is who you are today.
Right.
But also, I feel like, you know, you potentially could miss out on a dope person. So knowing that with what you just said, like, you know, I've learned this and people have done this to me. So where are you at today on potential in people? Like, because I can answer this really quick for me, that if you like this right now, this who you are, I don't like you, that's it. It ain't no reason to get none of that. So are you more so the same, like, hey, this is the type of person you are right now, and yeah, we just gonna leave it at that? Or is it like, as we get to know each other, this person may change or, you know, be different depending on the relationship?
It's really both. So it's not really one or the other. I respond off people's energy. So if your energy negative immediately, that's just, you got bad energy. I'm good on you. But sometimes, too, it just depends on the relationship as well. Like, do I have to be around you a lot? Like, am I trying to date you? Like, do I have to accept you as a person? Like everything, every flaw? Like, it just depends. Did that answer make sense? Probably not. Probably not. Let's try it again.
No, that's not how this works.
Okay.
That is not how this works. So you mean to tell me every person? I think when you said bad juju and all that stuff, I think that's more like acceptable for like woman friend of yours. But you mean to tell me every dude that you met that had bad juju off the rip, it was just instantly cut off. It wasn't like no, he just like this now. Let's see where this goes.
I mean, yeah, if you have bad energy off rip, yeah, I don't like, or like you, I'm very easily annoyed. Like my ick
Oh,
meter is really high. So if anything, I've like dialed back a bit on my icks to like be more like realistic as a person.
bruh.
Cause it's like for me, like it could be as simple as I don't like your ankles. They always ashy. You know what I'm saying? Like they always ashy.
Ah,
Like I don't like your knees or something. They might be like I don't know. Like it's just ridiculous. I don't know. But if it's like you talk too much, like you just up doing a lot, it's like I don't want to talk to you. But you can be fooled by someone too. Like they can act all cool, whatever. It's like okay, he cool, and then all the bad stuff start coming out as you go. So I think that now I used to be like, oh well, we can just work on this, and then he can. But in that way, no, that's just who he is. Like I'm not gonna. Already been in that position to where I had to like try to fix somebody. You can't fix somebody who don't want to be fixed or see a problem with what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Or no? Now you self conscious?
based on that response, off of ashy ankles and someone knees being too small. I don't know what the hell you just said.
Like not me. No, never mind. Don't worry about it.
It ain't no. Don't worry about. We're gonna end
Don't worry
on
about it.
that
Don't worry
because
about it. Don't worry
that
about it.
was
Don't worry about it.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But next time we'll pick back up on that. Wow,
I know.
because your ankles, dude. I didn't know you was that.
I used to be very like. I don't like the way you walk. It's on my nerves. I don't like that. You get out the car, your butt crack came out. Come on now. I can't deal with that.
Y'all tune back in on the next podcast. We're gonna end on it. And I promise you, we will start off with that because that's crazy.